What's going on, guys? PC here, and welcome to another episode of I'm Playing. Today I'm playing some Test Drive 6 on the Dreamcast. As a lot of you know, I actually did a video on this just a little while ago, a first look video, and I kind of wanted to do a follow-up video to that because at the end of that, my initial impressions of the game weren't very positive. I had said it was a pretty mediocre game, it was alright, and I didn't really care for it, but after actually playing into it a bit more, I have to say I'm actually really enjoying it. And I kind of wanted to make this video to kind of explain why I'm having so much fun with it now, versus when I first played the game, I wasn't really enjoying it that much. But the issues that I explained in the first look video are obviously still here. As you can see, if you haven't watched the first video, the graphics are pretty bad. This game was on the PlayStation 1 as well, and I think what happened is they probably designed the game for the PlayStation 1, and when they ported it over to the Dreamcast, they didn't put much effort into upping the graphics and making it look better for the Dreamcast, which is a shame, because they could have done a whole lot more with it. They could have made even the AI in the game, they could have made better on the Dreamcast, because obviously it's a much more powerful system. And as I explained in the first video, the AI, especially when it comes to the cops in the game, is pretty darn bad. The cops literally act more like drunk drivers that are getting in your way than actual cops that are trying to pull you over, which is actually pretty funny. And although it's kind of adds to the charm of the game in a way, and I'll kind of explain that. The traffic in the game is actually one thing I really like. Not a lot of games or racing games have traffic on the courses, which is a shame, because that actually adds a lot to the game, adds another variable. You know, you could be way ahead and all of a sudden something like that happens and you ram into, you know, a pedestrian or a cop, and the other players all of a sudden zoom ahead of you. And I kind of like that variable added to the game, and I think it adds to the game. And that's something I'm really enjoying about this particular game, is there's a lot of traffic, and it can cause some pretty hilarious pile-ups at points, where, you know, there's one course in particular that has a bunch of traffic going across, crossing the street in front of you, and at points it can actually cause a pile-up, which I've seen computer players literally hit a pile of cars and go flying in the air, which is pretty hilarious. And I do think it adds to the fun and charm of the game, and it's something I'm really enjoying about it. The other thing I really like about the game is the tracks. There's a good variety of tracks, and they're really well designed. They're all based in real-world locations such as London or Italy, or I think Egypt is another one. And I really like the tracks for the most part. I think they're really well designed. Unlike, say, San Francisco Rush 2049, I know I keep comparing this game to that game, but that's kind of the low point when it comes to racers on the Dreamcast, I think. In my opinion, I don't really like San Francisco Rush. I think it's a pretty bad game, and I didn't like the tracks in that, but I do like them in this game. I think they're really, really well done. So before I wrap up the video, I just wanted to quickly show you the cop chase mode. This mode I had skipped over in my initial video, and I'm kind of disappointed that I did, because this is a ton of fun. This mode allows you to play as the cop, and you get to chase down the other racers, ram into them, and stop them before they make it to the finish line. And this mode really plays to the game's strengths, because, like I said, one of the things that I really love about this game is the traffic and the amount of chaos that can be caused by ramming into traffic and causing pile-ups and all that fun stuff. And there's a lot of that in this mode because you're purposely trying to ram into the other cars. And it's just a ton of fun. And this quite possibly could be my favorite mode in the game. But you get a certain amount of points depending on, as you can see there, what you charge the racer with. So they can get speeding, reckless driving, and all that stuff, and you get a certain amount of points for each. I'm not sure exactly how the game figures that out, but yeah, you get a certain amount of points and credits. And what's cool about the credits in the game is no matter what mode you're playing, the credits will all add up, and you can use those credits to buy new cars and upgrade your current car. And so that's a pretty cool feature. You can play pretty much any mode you want and save up for a new car, which is pretty neat. So if you need a new car for or an upgraded car for one of the main races, you can just go over here to Cop Chase mode, get some points, and get that upgrade you want. But I just think this is a really fun mode, and this could very well be a reason to buy the game because it's not a mode you see in a lot of racing games. And I think this could be a lot of fun on multiplayer as well. But anyway guys, I think I'll wrap up the video here. As I said initially in the first video, the game has terrible graphics, but graphics don't make the game. It's just a lot of fun, and that's what counts. And I would definitely recommend picking this game up if you see it for cheap, or even for a average price, because I think it's a lot of fun, and I say give it a shot. But anyway guys, if you've enjoyed this video, please comment, rate, subscribe, and thanks for watching.